Hello everybody, I'm Yuji.
And I am Muffin.
And welcome back to Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles.
We're on chapter 3 called Dinner Time.
Muffin's going to be reading this while I sulk in the background.
Because Yuji absolutely hates this story. I hate this story too, but I find it more amusing. She just absolutely hates this.
It was amusing at first, and now I'm just starting to get annoyed.
Anyway, let's do this. Okay, author's note. Hello, friends. I have struggled a lot about whether or not to keep going with this story.
You shouldn't have.
But with a lot of praying, my husband and I have decided it is the right thing to do. We want our little ones to have good Christian literature to read, and in this modern world, sometimes that can be hard to come by, so I will just have to make do. One thing that really bothers me about this person is, she uses semicolons when she should be using, I believe the word semicolons, but she uses semicolons when she should be using commas. In one of these later chapters, I will read you, there's this whole spiel about, how to use a semicolon, and I'll read you that whole spiel, because, it helps a lot, but she's not using semicolons, right, and it bugs me. Pleased to meet you, Reverend Dumbledore, Harry replied enthusiastically and got to his feet. This sure is a beautiful place you have here. The Reverend beamed. Why, thank you, little one. His voice had a distinctive southern twang to it. I'm not going to do that. That made Harry feel so safe and welcome. He knew in that moment that the Reverend was a man of God.
Why is everybody suddenly cowboys?
I don't know. This poor little one was being raised in a terrible situation, Hagrid declared concernedly. He was watched by a babysitter every second of the day. His aunt saw him as part of her perfect little package, like the big house, the fancy career, the speedy car. Except for Aunt Petunia didn't, because in the real books, she hated the fact that her sister and her sister's husband died and kind of dumped Harry on her. She hated that, so I don't understand. Anyway, Dumbledore shook his head sadly. Too bad no one told her. Parenting should be about the children, not the parents. That is why it's called parenting.
But some parents can't be there all the time. Sometimes they have to choose between feeding their children and spending time with their children.
Yeah. I understand that. If my dad could be gone all the time, but, was able to feed all of us and clothe all of us, because, there's 5 of us in my family. I would understand if he couldn't be here at all, but, was able to feed us and clothe us and, pay for the house and everything. I would totally understand that, because Yuji's right. It does come to, for some parents, it does come to a time where they have to choose, okay, do I want to stay home and spend time with my children because I haven't seen them in a week? Or do I want to go back to work because we have an electricity bill to pay and I'm still $100 short? Dumbledore turned to Harry and announced authoritatively, Now you can start your classes tomorrow morning. Today you can get settled into your dormitory, but first, why don't you eat dinner with my family and me? Really? Harry gasped excitedly. I've never had a family dinner before. Why don't you come with us, then? Dumbledore cried kindly, and then got down on his knees. Everyone else did the same. Raising his large, massive, manly hands up to the heavens, Dumbledore bellowed in a voice even louder than Hagrid's had been, Lord, please take us to the kitchen. Suddenly, they all found themselves in a tasteful, decorated kitchen. Wow! Harry shouted in awe. He was still getting used to the power of prayer. Sometimes we take the wonderful things the Lord gives us for granted, and it takes a newcomer to the fold for us to understand just how blessed we are. That was amazing.
You should try this. Get out down on your knees and try to tell
Lord, take me to my room. I would definitely be
What would you do if you were actually suddenly pooped up to your room?
I would cry.
I'd freak out.
Hagrid smiled knowingly. God is an amazing guy. He sure is, the Reverend's wife chuckled before getting down to her knees and raising her own hands upward. Dear Lord, please set the table with the sky blue cloth and the Sunday dishes, and please give us biscuits fried golden brown in gravy, creamy mashed potatoes, my great Aunt Eleanor's corn casserole, corn on the cob slathered with butter, and for dessert some chocolate raspberry cookies. Lady, you can't just ask God to give you, okay, I know there are Bible stories where, people just ask God for food and he made it come, but, this is ridiculous. You can't just ask God, hey, here's my menu. Please give me all of that. You can't do that. All these things appeared on the table exactly as the Reverend's wife had asked for them, masterfully prepared and delicious smelling. Harry's mouth dropped open. Surely this woman was a real Proverbs 31 wife. Hermione, the Reverend said loudly, dinner time! Immediately and with a cheerful obedience, an 11-year-old girl in a pretty pink dress with a matching bow Oh gosh, I don't think Hermione would wear that. Came running down the stairs. She ran over to her father and gave him the winning smile that daughters have. What?
Why is
No, Dumbledore. Hermione is from a Muggle family. She's not. That totally ruins, like, the point of who Hermione is. She is not Dumbledore's daughter. She's from a Muggle family. It's just ruining Hermione for me. Oh my gosh. Welcome home, Daddy. She smiled and turned to his wife. Can I help at all with dinner, Mommy? It's prepared. Thanks be to God, her mother reported gracefully. Hermione nodded knowingly. Hermione, I would like to meet Harry Potter, our newest student at Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles, Dumbledore introduced magnanimously. Harry, I would like to meet Hermione Granger, my beloved daughter. Pleased to meet you, Hermione responded sweetly with a shy grin. Harry could barely respond. This was the most beautiful young woman he had ever come across.
No!
Don't
even try!
I know, like, when I was first reading the books, I was like, oh, Harry and Hermione should be together. But, like, as the books go on, like, it does make sense that Harry, like, at first I was a bit pissed off, but it does make sense that Harry and Ron, not Harry and Ron.
Harry and Ginny.
Hermione and Ron got together, and Harry and Ginny became a couple also. Like, it makes sense. I really don't like when people ship Hermione and Harry. Like, so different from all the girls in public school who are focused on trying to be like the career woman they saw in Sex and the City. You're like 10 years old. What? This little one was a picture of innocence and godliness. Now, Dumbledore pronounced denially. Now? What?
Pronounced denially.
Why would you... What? Anyway, let's eat. As the holy men, women, and little ones dug into the delicious manna the Lord had granted them, the conversation amongst adults turned to darker topics. Harry listened intently, and he did not understand it, but was very interested. Dark days are coming, Hagrid pronounced gravely. Why are you saying pronounced? I don't think pronounced is the word you're looking for. Anyway, around a mouthful of casserole, evil forces are coming into this world, and the little ones at Hogwarts may be our last resort. Psalm 127:5, Dumbledore referenced solemnly, and the others around the table nodded knowingly. Hogwarts might be the last hope for the forces of good in this world. Author's note, blessings.
Why did you make Albus and Minerva a couple, and why did you make Hermione their daughter?
That totally takes away from the whole, like, point why Hermione was a thing in the book. She was born to Muggle parents. It takes away from the whole point of Hermione if you make her freaking Dumbledore's daughter. Like, she loses importance and just becomes another, like, regular magical character, except not magical in this book, because, yeah. But anyway, it takes away from her importance.
Alright, that's it for this video. I'm Yuji.
You're not Muffin.
And we are Constructive Criticism.
Bye!